Rising, shalom, shalom to my kingdom family, my brothers and sisters, sons, daughters, and elders alike, the children of Yasharel, the remnant, and those who are grafted in. Shalom. Today is the day that Yahuwah has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Giving all esteem and all glory and all praises to the Most High, the self-existent one, the eternal King, Yahuwah, or Allah, Ramamu Yahuwah, Rocky Yahuwah, Hallelujah Yahuwah. Today, brothers and sisters, day number 61. And the title of this was going to be The Authority That Walks in Shalom. First of all, I just want to say I'm grateful and I'm thankful to the Most High. And I also want to ask y'all to allow for me, not just for me, but for the rest of our brothers and sisters, the sons and daughters and elders alike that are homeless, going through some things right now. You know, this weather is not kind. We just keep pushing, regardless. I'm happy, I'm at Shalom, but still battling this, but I know that He is in control. My bedding was stolen from me yesterday, so I didn't have no sleep. If I had sleep, I probably had like an hour's sleep, but the boy was dealing with this weather, and I don't know how. I'm not in control. I relinquish control, but my body is tired. I am weary. I'm not letting go, and I'm not giving up. But I was walking all night, all morning, just to try to stay warm, just to keep my feet from freezing until I had to get to a safe place. I'm not saying that there's a lot of us that's going through it out here. This is bigger than me. But we're going to keep pushing, we're going to keep fighting, we're going to keep trusting. We know that Yahuwah is going to come and deliver us. He's not going to leave us and not forsake us. But I'm not worrying about tomorrow. Today have its own problems. But I'm grateful and I'm thankful that I'm here, that I'm still alive, I still have breath, I still have life. I still have my fingers, I still have my toes. But it's tough being on this narrow path. I heard a quote one day when I was listening to a sermon, and it's true. Some people are afraid to ask the Creator to destroy them. I asked Him to destroy me, and man, I asked Him to break me, to use me. He is faithful. When I was going through last night, I had to tell the Creator, you are faithful. He is faithful. He gives you what you ask for. And we have to be grateful and thankful that He delivers. He keeps His promises to those who are faithful to Him. When you cry out in a place from a sincere heart, when you allow and petition to the Creator, He gives you what you ask for. But you have to be ready. You know, I say this, the remnant's path is never easy. It is not easy. You know, everybody has their struggles. Everybody go through something, you know. But He just prepares His children. You know, we don't know when He's coming. We don't know the day or the hour. Only Abba knows. But we continue to trust Him anyway. But like I said, you know, not only for me, but for the rest of our brothers and sisters, sons and daughters that's out here in the street, you know, trying their best to stay warm, you know, without any type of covering or protection. You know, when you walk, your walk is with the Creator, and He's leading you, He's guiding you. We can't be around a lot of people. You know, when you carry the light of Yahuwah in you, the light of Yahusha in you, you're going to ruffle feathers. You're going to wake up things that are dormant inside the people. These entities, these people that walk in darkness. You know, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. So certain places and spaces we can't be in. But we choose to be obedient, and we choose that narrow path. We don't waver. Even though it's painful, we don't waver. It's strict. You know, we walk in obedience. You know, even though it's shaky, but we continue to walk in obedience. And that's the reason why I say continue to allow and petition, to intercede, and to help those who are less fortunate. You know, what's going on in this world today, the world should be better than what it's doing. But you got people that are in high positions that care about their money so much, they care about their business so much, and they fail to look at the fact and see you got people out here that's in these streets, don't mean no harm to anybody, but they just trying to find their way. They looking for something, but they don't know what they're looking for. But we know what's missing. Yahuwah is missing in their lives. You know, people are too busy worried about their businesses, their homes, their cars, their bank account, their wardrobe, how people perceive them. They're too busy wanting status and fame and popularity. You know, they care about their wallet. They too busy walking around with their nose up in the air and looking down on people, not knowing they're out of alignment. You know, this is not pointing the fingers at anybody. This is just the way the world is. The world loves its own. The people in the world compromise for that mighty dollar. And this world refuses to surrender and submit and humble themselves before Yahuwah. Like I said, the love of money leads to all type of idolatry. The love of money leads to all type of idolatry. People love their money. When people love money, they will do anything. They will try anything. They will join anything that's going to cause them death and destruction in the long run. You know, you want your kids to go to the best schools, join this organization. You want protection, join this covenant. You know, you want somebody's downfall, practice this and practice that. This world is slipping more and more into darkness. But I declare and decree that it's not for the remnant, it's not for Yasharel, and it's not for those who are grafted in. You know, I'm trying to be careful for what I say, because I know what I say carries weight. People are too busy, and I'm speaking from the heart, and I'm speaking from truth, I'm speaking from the facts, I'm speaking from what I see, what I have witnessed. I have witnessed abandoned buildings, not occupied, abandoned schools, not occupied. But the rich buy them, turn them in condos to make a profit. But they step on the people that are out here are homeless, that's out here trying to survive. These people, they support this and that. But they shun, but then they want to act like they're doing something. You know, but what you think is, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, that makes me feel better, looks better. But he also looks at, the Creator looks at the heart. He looks at the true intentions behind anything and everything each person do on the face of this earth. And that's just facts. You know, he speaks to people. He speaks to all type of people. People forget who gave them life, who allowed them to live, who gives them breath. These people, they just don't know. And it's sad that they carry these entities and these spirits inside of them. You know, they pride and their ego, they puffed up and arrogant, and boastful. You know, they judge. For it is written, judge not unless ye be judged. You know, you judge a person by how they look. You judge a person by how they dress. Or maybe they don't speak a certain way. Or maybe they don't act a certain way. Too many people worry about culture. Well, this is how it's done in the hood. This is this and this and that. But that is not how Yahuwah made us to be. And I'm speaking to my brothers and sisters right now. The children of Yasharel. Those who've been scattered across four corners of the earth. You need to stop hating one another. You pastors and you preachers, you bishops, you CEOs and COOs, philanthropists, wherever you are, We need to do better in our communities. We need to do better when it comes to our children, raising them up in the right way they should go. Yeah, you may have money, you may have fame, you may be athletes and all this stuff. And you may think, yeah, I got this, I got that, I'm established, this, that, whatever. But are you walking in covenants? Are you walking in obedience? Are you really listening to the words of our Heavenly Abba? Or are you just going with the flow, meaning you following trends? You know, you're too busy counting your money. You're doing this and you're doing that, but you stepping on our Allah's creation. He created us all. And like I stated before, you know, I don't go by what people say, but I listen to this one man. I'm not going to use exact words that he said, but when it comes down to it, he said, you don't know how us Hispanic brothers and sisters are prospering more? We don't judge each other. We don't hate each other. We help one another. We put our money together and uplift one another. We believe in community. We believe in family. And our brothers and sisters, they're too busy want to gang bang. Too busy want to twerk in the streets. Too busy want to smoke, do drugs, rob, steal, and kill, fight. Y'all can do all that real well, but you don't uplift one another. You jealous and you envious of the next person just because somebody's different than you, or because somebody is being used in the way that you wish that you was being used. I'm not saying that I know it all. I'm not walking here pointing my finger at nobody, you know, looking down at people. Everybody has something inside of them. Everybody has value on this earth. Everybody does. He breathed his breath in us. Every time you take a breath, it's the breath of the Most High that's inside of you. Where do you think your spirit goes when you leave this earth? You forgot who gave you your Ruach. Who gave you life? But we too busy hating one another, being envious and jealous of one another. And you fail to see what's really going on behind the scenes. They don't want you to know who you are. They don't want you to inherit what was promised to your forefathers and your ancestors. They want you to give up your birthrights. They don't want you to walk in covenant. They don't want you to be obedient. They don't want you to know who Yahuwah is. And at the same time, your pastors and your preachers, they're too busy worrying about their cars, their homes. They got a fund for this, a fund for that, and a fund for this. But you have people in the congregation that's struggling to pay their bills, but they going off every word. They putting the pastor and the preacher and the bishop above the Creator. We all spirits having a human experience. But I declare and decree that it stops. It stops. And I'm being genuine. I'm not being we gotta wake up, brothers and sisters. You know, and I know some people is not gonna like this. Some people are gonna say, who you think you are? Look at the way you. It doesn't matter. I don't care what anybody think about me, what they say about me, how they feel about me. That old me is dead and gone. And I'm sent by the Most High to speak life into our people, to bring restoration, to bring hope, to bring change. We are mighty when we are in alignment with the Creator. When we come back to that ancient path. When you walk that narrow path, yeah, it's not easy, but it's worth it. It is worth it. Surrender and submit to the Most High with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. Everything that is in you. For He weighs the matters of your heart. Like it was written. Don't worry about the person's appearance. Search the heart. Everybody's out here is going through something. And it's unfortunately, there's some entities that's up in these people. And it's laying dormant in your pastor, in your bishop, in the deacon board, choir director, narcissistic behaviors, egotistical people, hate, jealousy, envious, crab in a barrel mentality type attitude towards brothers and sisters without cause. Reason why? Because people don't check themselves. People are living in fear. Fear of wanting to do better, being better. Fear to address the real issues that's going on within them and take it before the Most High. Asking Him to destroy those things that's keeping you in toxic cycles, that's keeping you hating other people for no reason. The enemy has his agents. He has his people. Unfortunately, we hope that they will surrender, yield, and submit to Yahuwah, repent, and turn, and not go back to the things they do. But unfortunately, you got people that carry their master's trait. Pride, hateful, boastful, self-exalting. These type of characteristics. And a lot of these people are in high positions. They don't know themselves. They don't know themselves. They don't know who they are and whose they are. But a change is coming. And the change is here. Ain't nothing that anybody can do about it. But it also is written, it says, save yourself. You can't save your brother. You can't save your sister. You can't save your mother. You can't save your father. You can't save your son. You can't save your daughter. You can't save your grandchildren. You can't save your wife. You can't save your husband. Save yourself. Unfortunately, people just go head first. I went head first. In a lot of things, it caused a lot of, but at the end of the day, I've been fighting this battle. Then it was brought to my attention, I've been fighting this battle ever since I was a child. Ever since I took my first breath, I was in a fight. But I made it. Not by my strength, not by my merit, not by my power, but by the ruach of Yahuwah I made it. By his righteous right hand I made it. I'm a very peculiar person. I don't have to explain myself to nobody. I just know what I'm sitting here to do. I'm sitting here to learn, to teach, to learn, to grow, to lead, and to rule. And I'm not apologizing for none of it. None of it. Everybody got something that's great in them. It doesn't matter if your teacher to tell you, if your professor tell you, if your mother tell you. It's good for them to encourage it, but you never know what your purpose is unless you align yourself with the Creator. You never know what He created you to do. A lot of people are too busy thinking, I need to do this to be this. I need to do this to do that. That's a slave mentality. That's a Babylonian tyrannical system that told you you had to be this way, you had to be that way. I'm destined to what I'm going to be. And the enemy, he had chances and chances and chances. And I didn't make it any easier on myself. I didn't. I already y'all hear from the horse's mouth than hear it from somebody else that say they know me, they think they know me, but afraid to say something to me and ask me. So there's one thing about wicked people, narcissistic people, hateful, envious, and jealous people. They quick to project their insecurities, their flaws on innocent people. They do. Just not calling out no names, but it's a pattern. It's a trait. It's a curse. It's a generational curse when people are afraid to do the inner work. That's trauma that's been passed down from generation to generation. I didn't know how I was going to come at it today, because I'm not emotional. I'm very much in my right mind. I'm very much in my sober mind. But you got people that should know better. You got people that's in high level positions that's on this earth that should know better. but they don't fear Yahuwah. You got pagan worshipers. You got people that in secret societies and covens, that's practice dark magic and everything else that's all over this earth. They built their empires on lies and deception and deceit. They mixed worship with pagan worship. They know secrets. They know how to manipulate. That's how they rose to power. And when we come together and stop playing, we could be so much better as a nation. When our ancestors, when they was in obedience with the Creator, they had no problems. They had no problems for a while. Then they deviated. They compromised. Ain't like we wasn't a weak nation. We was just, while the rest of the world was doing what it was doing, we was in alignment with the Creator. We was in covenant obedience. I'm not saying that I know everything, but I have it in me. I have it in me because it's a must for me. If it's a must for me, it should be a must for everybody else to be in covenant obedience. There's people that are in alignment. There's people that operating in the will of our Heavenly Abba, but still using false names and stuff. But He put His ruach on all flesh. That's why Scripture says it is written, come back to the ancient past. The true Hebrew text, not Greek, Latin words. Some people say Yahuwah or Yahuwah. Shout out to my brothers that's out there that's really about our Father's business. And our sisters out here that's really about our Father's business. Y'all got all these advanced technologies out here in the world. It's everywhere. Nobody has no excuses anymore. There's only one name that saves. The true Hebrew name, the only Hebrew name, Yahusha HaMashiach. Not Yahweh Shai, not Yeshua, not Yahushua. It's Yahusha. And your Creator, Yahuwah. Some say Alua. Some say Alua. That's who created everything. Not all caps. Baal, which y'all call Lord. Not God. Y'all being Romanized, which y'all being Christianized, which means pagan. It's time to come back to ancient texts, the ancient way, that narrow path. Remember the commandments. Remember the Shabbat. Remember the Sabbath day. Remember the feast days. Not Easter. Not Christmas. Not Thanksgiving. But his feast days. His appointed times. His seasons. Not man-made times. Not man-made seasons. Not the Roman calendar. But I understand he's moving and he's moving. You know, I'm just passionate about my people. I'm passionate about humanity. I am. You know, and I am amongst these people. I eat with these people. I sit in the same places and spaces with these people. We had to go to places to stay warm at a certain amount of time. Then these places close and we back out here on the streets. You know, I'm not angry at the person, you know, because he searches my heart. I asked him to search my heart thoroughly. And when I said to him, I said, you know what? I understand how it is out here. And I hope whoever has it, they stay warm. I really do. I mean, I really hope it makes them feel comfortable. But I'm not comfortable. You know, I'm not comfortable. I'm out here every single day, every single night where everybody's in their homes. I'm not jealous of nobody. I'm happy that the Most High gave it to you. Congratulations. He gave you the house, he gave you the car, he gave you the family. Congratulations. He gives good gifts. You know, then there's some people that got it unrighteously. You know, we're not jealous and envious of them either. But people, they take it for granted. You know, he gives and he takes away. It rains on the just and the unjust alike. You know, sometimes we got to remember what we sow in this earth, we shall reap. Some of us sow wickedly. Some of us sow, you know, out of ignorance, out of not knowing. You know, so we got to reap what we sow. Good or bad. In between. But he has to show up in our lives. And he will show up in our lives. He's not a man that should lie. His word doesn't come back void. But like I said, I just look at the conditions, what's going on this earth. It's not good. It's not good for those who exalt themselves. It's not good for those who are prideful. It ain't good for those who are arrogant, hateful, jealous, envious. People, it's not looking too good for those who don't do the inner work. But they don't realize people are being used by the enemy. Because this is how he operates. He deceived the whole world. But I'm going to continue to let my light shine no matter where I go. Wherever he leads me, that's where I'm going. He wants me to sit, I'm going to sit. He wants me to stand, I'm going to stand. He tells me to go here, I'll go here. He tells me to go there, I'll go there. He's the only one that dictates my life. He's the only one that rules my life. So I'm not fearful of man. Been there, done that. Have fight with the adversary, with Satan. Spoke to him. Seen his face on several occasions. I don't fear him at all. And I definitely don't fear man. Period. I don't care how knowledgeable you are. Everybody can be knowledgeable if they put their mind, their heart, and their soul into it. He gives it to us when he's ready to give it to us. Don't follow man. You pulpit ministers and you preachers, those who went to school that follow men's tradition, especially our brothers and sisters that went to school to preach and teach. Was you called? Was you called? Or are you leaning on your own understanding? Not saying that you know anything or you don't know anything. I'm not saying none of that at all. You may have knowledge, book knowledge, but do you have a relationship with the Creator? Or are you just observing with your eyes and using this and that? We know the truth and we walk in it. It's He that orders our steps. The writing's already been on the wall. The line has already been, the line's already been made. But like I said, I just hope people, I really hope humanity, not just our brothers and sisters, not just the true Hebrews, not just the children of Yasharel, the Yahudim, the remnant, but all humanity. I hope y'all get it together. I mean, I really do. Especially those in high positions. I spoke what I spoke, I said what I said, and I stand in it, and can't make it any more clear than that. I ain't got to explain myself. Once I said something, once I declare and decree it, that's it. And I'm not worried about what anybody thinks and how they feel. I'm not boastful. I'm not cocky. I'm confident. That's why we're on day number 61. Authority that walks in Shalom. Today we're going to expose the lie that Shalom means passivity. The habit of responding to chaos learned in captivity. The fear that silence equals defeat, and the misunderstanding that authority must always be loud. Shalom is evidence that Babylon no longer controls your reaction. When Yahuwah is acting, Shalom is commanded, meaning peace is commanded. For it is written in Exodus 14:13-14, and Moshe said unto the people, fear not, stand still and see the deliverance of Yahuwah, which he will show to you today. Yahuwah shall fight for you, and you shall hold your shalom. You shall hold your peace. This is shalom as confidence. This is peace as confidence. We are confident in the Creator. When we allow the Most High, we give Him space in our heart, in our life, in our situations, no matter what we go through. We walk in confidence, we walk in shalom, we walk in peace, knowing that He is in control. He has it covered. So we're not worried, we're not fearful of anything. It may creep up, but when we abide in Him, we have shalom, we have peace. Like I said, this is shalom as confidence. Strength is not noise. You being loud, that's not strength. Strength is confidence. Confidence in Yahuwah. He gives us strength. When we are weak, He is our strength. He is our portion. For it is written in the book of Isaiah 30, verse 15. For thus says Yahuwah or Alawah, the set apart one of Yasharal. In returning and rest shall you be saved. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. A fixed heart produces shalom. It produces peace. Shalom is an unmovable foundation because He is our foundation. The Most High is our foundation. And when you dwell in the Most High, you have shalom. And it's unmovable, it's unshakable. You have that stillness. You have that confidence, that knowing that He fights our battle for us, no matter what we go through. In the midst of our chaos, in the midst of our struggle, no matter what we face in this world, we have shalom, we have peace. It's an unmovable foundation. For it is written in Psalms 112, 6-8, surely He shall not be moved forever. The righteous shall be an everlasting remembrance. He shall not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart fixed, trusting in Yahuwah. His heart is established, he shall not be afraid. See, shalom and peace grows from remembered faithfulness. When you walk in alignment with the Creator, when you're faithful, is that what I think it is? I just saw an eagle. All praises to the Most High. You all see my yeah, that looked like an eagle. It could have been a hawk, but it was big. It wasn't no crow, but it was an eagle. This is the rest of the righteous. For it is written in the book of Ecclesiasticus 2:10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in Yahuwah and was confounded? Or did any abide in His fear and was forsaken see less noise and more peace, more shalom. There'll be less noise and more shalom when your walk is steady. You wouldn't be worrying about the distraction. You wouldn't be worrying about the noise. You wouldn't worry about people saying this, people saying that. You wouldn't worry about people being loud. We don't operate like that. You know, when you walk it steady, when you know who you are and whose you are, and when you walk that narrow path, you're different. You're not the same. The old you is gone. The old you is gone. Excuse me. You know, your walk is steady. He your foundation. You are unmovable. Seek ye first the kingdom and his righteousness, and everything shall be added upon you. For it is written in the testament of Issachar, be not greedy after goods, but walk in singleness of heart, laboring for Yahuwah. Laboring for Yahuwah can be anything. You know, you can be laboring for Yahuwah through music, through ministry, through building, through art, you know, just you out in the community helping others. No matter what he has you to do, as long as you laboring for Yahuwah, that's when your authority flows. When it flows, you have rest. It flows through your rest. It doesn't flow. It's not restraint. It just flows. You have shalom in Yahuwah. You have rest in him. It just flows naturally because you're in alignment with the Creator. You have a relationship with the Creator. As it is written in Matthew 11:28-29, come unto me, all you that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls. See, the remnant no longer reacts. The remnant rests and stands. The remnant is unmovable. It's unmovable. And shalom, the peace, is not the absence of conflict, even though it rises up. But in the midst of it, you have shalom, because we know who's in control. Yahuwah is in control. No matter what the opposition is. You are unmovable. We are unmovable. It is a presence. It is the presence of trusting in Yahuwah. When you trust in Him, when you walk by faith, not by sight, when you believe, that feeling never leaves you. It's a constant presence, a constant help. You walk confident in it, not pride or arrogant or boastful. You know, you just know everything's going to work out for your good. In the end, you got people coming up against you, just know it's not of Yahuwah. And you got people coming up against you if you're unmovable. That means you carry that authority. You carry that light. I declare by the authority of Yahuwah or Allah that the remnant stands firm, rooted, and established. I declare that my heart is fixed and my mind is anchored in truth. I declare that I no longer react to chaos, rumors, or pressure. I declare that Shalom governs my decisions and order directs my steps. I declare that instability, double-mindedness, and emotional sway are removed from my life. I declare that I walk steadily, speak clearly, and stand without wavering. I declare that I am not rushed, not shaken, and not distracted. I decree that fear is silenced and anxiety is dismantled at the roots. I decree that every storm loses power to move what Yahuwah has established. I decree that the remnant is stabilized in obedience, rhythm, and purpose. I decree that Shalom enforces authority and rest strengthens endurance. I decree that no shaking will remove us from alignments. I decree that the remnant remains steady until completion. I seal this declaration and decree by the authority and testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach. What is established will not be uprooted. What is anchored will not drift. What Yahuwah has stabilized cannot be shaken. The remnant stands, the remnant rests, and the remnant remains. Shalom, shalom.